That's how we started it off. You know where his energy's at, y'all. Welcome to Kicking It With the Brothers, the last episode of our World Cup edition. It's been fun. However, you can tell who's kind of got some pent-up excitement. He was on the flight, probably nervous, probably was walking on the flight. Did you go to the bathroom on the flight, Charles, during the Argentina game? You good? Were you nervous?
And yeah, much like my Argentinian brothers, I pissed excellence.
Fantastic.
Did you sit in coach?
No. All exit row. All leg room.
I was about to flame you if I found out you were.
Come on.
I mean, that was the perfect answer. That was the only answer you could have came up with.
Come on,
all exit row. Phenomenal. Wow. Good. Anyways, really excited. Thanks for joining tonight. We got our boy Charles Little from Costa Rica. He's back from his 7-day trip.
No one has ever.
I had to roll one last off for my dog.
Anyone out there from Costa Rica, the only person that's racist on here is ML.
That's ridiculous.
I had nothing to do with the pronunciation of your country. I have nothing
I never
Costa Rica is my second favorite country in the world, man. Puerto Rico.
Not if you went out there saying that.
I did. They were impressed with my Espanol.
No, no one has.
We're here. We're live. Our boy Deion Hill Ford, as he told us, he predicted. He felt like he thought that there would be no chance for Morocco, unfortunately, and it proved to be true. And as Charles said, there were nukes, and France got the nukes, and we saw what happened in 2-0 as we said goodbye to the last African and Islamic country left in the tournament. An outstanding run from Morocco. Before we get into Argentina, Charles, any thoughts on the France-Morocco game?
No, I mean, it kind of went how I thought it was going to go. Never really. I will say it has definitely informed what I think. Don't cut it. No, don't cut it. Don't cut it.
What happened?
Leave this shenanigans. Anyway,
what happened?
What was I saying about Argentina? Or no, we were talking about Morocco. Morocco had chances. I will say that. Like for the score to be too low, they definitely had some chances. They definitely, to me, made me feel more confident in my Argentina pick, which I'm going to have more detail. But they were in the game. Like I thought they at least deserved a goal to go. That bicycle kick, that was a great save by the Tottenham captain. But if they'd lost 2-1, I would have felt like that was a bit more of a deserved result. But I mean, great effort. I think they're about to give Croatia the business in the third place game. So yeah, go Morocco. And I told you guys before the tournament, Morocco was not slept on.
Does one bet the third place game, Deion, or do you?
Does anybody sit out of that game?
I don't think Modric will play, or I just don't think they'll care.
Okay, so basically, Tottenham doesn't have to wait an extra week on Perisic. That's my question.
Shouldn't have to. I think Morocco will still have most of their fans there, and so they'll still get up for that game.
So we should bet Morocco in this match. There's value. Okay,
good for them.
Which is getting third at the World Cup is a feat.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know they still want to win, so they can say they're the first African. Would they be the first African team to place? Because they're the first semifinalists.
Yeah, they'd be the second loser, so that's huge.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, though, honestly, we saw there it is. So is it? I mean, honestly, though, if I'm not mistaken, Charles, wasn't the 7-2 game? 7-2? Oh no, the 7-2 match. Brazil was that a third place? That was a semifinal. Yeah. Okay, so. I mean, but here's the thing. Those things change narratives. What I mean by that is it took a while for folks to recover from that. And actually people still reference that. Morocco, what I'm saying by that, maybe it's going to change the narrative for them. And they'll have some, obviously some good momentum. They know that they can compete with the best of the world.
They still have something to gain from that game. I don't think Croatia really does.
I agree. Deion, I know you had some thoughts, but you got a chance as Charles was flying the friendly skies. You got a chance to watch Croatia versus Argentina. Your thoughts?
Messi.
Were you impressed?
Messi's really like that right now. I mean, That's just it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I feel like Messi versus Mbappe, like when you watch the way the two have played in the World Cup, at least not so much at the club level, this was kind of inevitable. I mean, everything else we were convincing ourselves of was exactly what it was. We were trying to convince ourselves of other shit.
Yeah, yeah, and honestly, good to see Julian Alvarez. Your thoughts on him? I mean, obviously, City is now fine. I mean, just talent all over the place.
The dude, he had he had a Harry Kane goal, the second one where he just sat at the 5-yard box and waited for Messi to get him the ball, and then the first one, I mean, wasn't too far off that either. So like, no, I'm not, I'm not too impressed with that kid.
Did you see his goal from the other day? I mean, his run, like,
okay, speed merchant.
Dog, that's a little wow. That's disrespectful to the young brother over there, man. He's doing his thing.
I'm gonna hold off till next week, but as long as he is healthy, come next month, I better not see Jack Grealish's ass nowhere near the pitch. If somebody has to be sacrificed, them white boys on the left for Man City need to be the ones that go.
Okay, there you go. So I think there's. What would we say? This was maybe the third or the fourth most predicted final, maybe outside of if Brazil wasn't going to make it. But obviously from the other side of the bracket with France, we're not that much surprised. We always knew that they would have a chance to defend a World Cup, something that's not been done in quite some time, would be phenomenal. So, Charles, what do you think is needed for Messi to finally get over the finish line in a World Cup final?
I think they have everything they need. I think I think I talked about it before. I know I've been telling you guys about this for at least a month and a half now, about belief, about the fact that Argentina are a team. I think that while France would love to win this game, they've already won. Like most of these guys have already won a World Cup. Like I said, I'm not about to sit here and say they don't want it and they don't, want to win this game and it's not a big game for them. But I do think it's like I could feel like I could see how Mbappe, to him, this isn't life or death for him. This is just another game that he wants to win in his line of winning things because this is what I do. This is kind of a thing, as opposed to those Argentinian players are going to sleep. This isn't only a big a big soccer match. This is like this is like the defining moment of some of their lives. Like how these people are going to live the rest of their life is going to depend on what happens on Sunday. And so I think that I just think at the end of the day, they would rather die than lose that game. I truly believe that they would rather die on that field than lose that game. And I don't think that they're going to lose. I don't know how. I saw some things tactically in that Morocco match that I feel like Argentina is going to own the midfield. And I think they're going to be the game. I keep saying this about France. They keep running out dudes that I don't know. And as much as we talk about their talent level, they keep running out dudes that I don't know.
What we talk about double digits, like if there's a 2 in front of the number.
I'm like, I don't know this dude. I will say my man, I've been trying to defend him in other settings, but Dembele out there just getting cardio. All he does is apply width. He's not a fucking factor.
The best right winger in the world, your dog that you told us.
In club football, he's the best right winger in the world. It's a very low position. He also had 14 assists last year. These are facts. These are numbers. But I'm just saying, he's great at assists, but he's not really threatening to do anything. That was a great sub by Deschamps the other day, just because there's that rebound going to number 12. I forgot his name. Dembele just would have never been in the box. I've never seen him score a goal where he got the rebound and was by. That's not his MO. He's with all day. And I think they're just going to be alienated. I'm looking at Chouameni. I'm looking at Rabiot and those other guys that they've been running out. And I keep saying it. I'm just like, they're depending so much on Antoine Griezmann to fill the gaps and be the bridge there, which he's amazing at it. But the thing that I think he does great is that he covers space. What he does when he does that, because the other guys suck, is leave them in terrible position. And I think much like we saw against Croatia when they're playing against an even better 10 than Antoine Griezmann is in Modric. I just think Messi's going to boss the midfield, and they're not going to I just don't think Mbappe is going to have a chance. I also think Martinez and those guys are going to have the game of their life, or he's going to put his cleats through Mbappe's calf in the first 20 minutes and slow that down. I just think
this is an emotional take by you. You are all in.
I'm just saying one of the United defenders is going to have a bad night. It's going to be Varane or Martinez. One of them is going to have a bad night. I don't think it's going to be Martinez. I just can't envision a world. I just can't. I'm just trying to come up with it. And I think and it's also because I keep seeing these dudes that they're running out, and I'm I don't know that guy. And this giant talent difference that we used to think France has, I keep seeing these guys they're putting out there. I keep seeing these guys they're putting out there in their fourth cap and their third cap. And I'm
that's
oh, no.
That's a good point.
I don't feel as overwhelmed. Like I said, you love Tchouaméni. He's at Madrid, and Rabiot's decent, but that ain't Paul Pogba standing in there with that just off star power and that's the
or N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, just
for
dudes,
sure.
Just dudes that are them, not the potential guys. No, the ones that actually got the hardware, the ones that have already won these trophies that everybody talks about, the guys that have the personal FIFA trophies and all these other things. Those ain't the same guys that are running out there, and they're real dependent on Griezmann to do that. I just think Messi's going to out. I think it comes down to the 10s, and I just think Messi's going to make. I think he's going to do whatever needs to be done. Enzo Fernandez is in there. They're going to like I said, the boys are going to help dominate the midfield, and then I think France is going to score because you can't keep them from scoring. But I just think Argentina they're going to find a way.
Give me a score.
3-2 Argentina.
Full time.
Yeah.
No extras.
I think it's going to be a good, exciting game. I just think Argentina's going to score. One team, whoever scores first, the other team's going to have to press, and I think they're going to be able to find that goal. I don't think they're going to have. I don't think anybody's going to have problems when they have to scoring.
All right.
Because every time we've seen France have to go score a goal, they can get one, and every time Argentina's need to go get a goal, they can go get one.
All right. Deion, your thoughts?
He said everything he said sounds great. Mbappe's never lost a game at the World Cup, so until that happens, I'm done pretending he's going to do that.
Wow.
But he's king over here, speed merchant.
He's a speed merchant, but something's going right. So he ain't lost over there.
What does France need to do to? I'm not saying stop. You can't stop Messi.
Cameroon, though. We won't say anything about that.
But can he? Oh, okay. But how can we? What can France do to limit Messi's impact in the match?
So here, in my opinion, here's the difference. I don't think they need to do anything to stop Argentina or limit Messi. I think France, they can outscore you. France reminds me of, in a basketball sense, they remind me of the Warriors. For
that's high praise.
For 2.5 quarters, they're going to fuck around with you. You're going to dominate the midfield, like Charles just said. And no matter how much you try to bury them, they're just going to start scoring at some point. And the question is, can you stop them from scoring before the game's over? And as much as I love Christian Romero, I don't know. I don't know if that's the guy I'd want back there. Or
He's
is
tough,
it Udamendi? How do you pronounce the 50-year-old's name?
Yeah.
I don't know if those are the dudes I'd want in charge of preventing them from scoring. So, I just don't. I don't know. If you told me Argentina won, I'd agree based off everything Charles said. I think it makes sense. From when you're breaking the game down perspective, I don't know how you could take France with the way outside of that Saudi Arabia game, Argentina's won 37 straight games or something like that. I don't know how you could not choose them, but when I was watching the Morocco game, I'm bro, they're just waiting. When you're watching the England game, you're they're gonna play for 10 minutes, and in those 10 minutes, they're gonna do enough to where the other 80 don't matter. And it's just a matter of can Argentina weather those 10 minutes?
It's the nukes. Yeah. I'm totally agreeing with Deion. But then I'm seeing Morocco get chances, and I'm Argentina doesn't miss those chances.
That's the thing, right? Like I said, you can I compare them to the Warriors, like, but you can beat that team, right? Like, if you do enough in the other 2.5 quarters, what the Warriors do for half a quarter doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
And Argentina would be the one team that can do enough in the other 80 to where those 10 minutes where France turns it on might not matter. But like, if we get out of halftime and the first 10 and within like around like the 57th minute, if it's within a goal, I think France wins that game, because for the next like 10 to 15 minutes they're gonna turn it up.
Yeah.
We are 5-5 in the Golden Ball in terms of top scorers, as well as actually Messi and Mbappe have 5 goals, 3 penalties for Messi, 5 open play goals for Mbappe, 3 assists for both of them, minutes played, almost even. Do we already have who we think is the most outstanding player, regardless of the result, or we have to wait for the result?
Nah, it's Messi. That Argentina team is not that good. like that team's not that good. Yeah. Versus France, I mean, Speed Merchant, like, good for him for all those stats, but like, if they didn't have Speed Merchant, I think they'd still be here.
Charles, you think the same?
Yeah, I think, and I mean,
You replace Speed Merchant with Benzema, like 1 for 1, French for French, shady for shady, skeptical for skeptical.
Done. Shady for shady.
Teammates don't like him for teammates don't like him. They're in the same exact spot. Honestly, if you switch the two, I probably think France has a better chance on Sunday. Like, if we're being completely honest. And I think Charles' boy Dembele gets used way more if they had Benzema.
Alvarez and Giroud also have four goals. Chance, it's not quite done, the Golden Ball quite yet. We're not quite there yet.
I think Giroud gets like 1 or 2 on Sunday.
Wow, that'd be amazing.
Drew's
going to score.
This is the last time.
I think he's got a better chance of scoring than Mbappe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is the last time we're going to say his name for 4 years. And maybe ever. Like, if he doesn't play again in 26, like, no one's going to care about what he does. So, this is it for him. Mbappe is like, this is the last time we say his name for, like, 4 hours.
Until we're talking about how quickly I'm going to pass him.
How quickly PSG gets bounced in February.
Because I'm just saying, he'll be by the next World Cup, he'll be France's all-time leading scorer. Like, he's only like 20 behind him already.
Yeah.
That's wild. Wow, man, that's crazy.
If they win this time, like, when does it end? Because they're gonna win without so many players, and they have so many young dudes coming up, and he's only 23 himself. And I do think he's a speed merchant, but like, I mean, he's still like one of the better players in the world. Like, when does it end?
How do you? I want to talk about Mbappe for a second. How can he translate World Cup success to maybe from the club in terms of improving his leadership or impact? Because that's part of Mbappe goes silent a lot when it comes to knockout matches or when it comes down to nitty gritty. Just none of it.
But I fucking hate this is this is one of my biggest pet peeves in sports. We're asking 23-year-olds to be leaders, right? Like, that's our knock on Mbappe. Is he's not he's 23 and was just given, like, I'm not talking about UML, I'm just speaking.
Yeah.
He was just given like $500 million?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, how you motivating the dude who's already got
leader at 23 either. And
right.
We've been talking about this since he was 19, 20. Yeah. Of course he's not a fucking leader. Look at how long it took Neymar. It took Messi a while. I mean, Ronaldo still isn't a fucking leader. And then look at the people he looked up to. I mean, look at Benzema. I mean, what are we talking about? Like, those are the people he had to be like role models for him, like, growing up and shit. So like, I fucking hate that shit personally. I think if you put him on a team with not a ton of expectations and like young guys like Arsenal, like where no one really cared, I think he'd be a fine leader. But like when you put him on PSG, where like it's like Champions League or bust, we don't really care about the league because we're gonna roll through that just based off talent. The kid's 23. That's
so
not realistic.
There's the point but when he was at Monaco, like, and that's when I realized I'm like, oh, yo, him I mean, Falco, like they are beasts. And when they sent City home, so City they were up 5-3 going at the first leg, I believe, and like Pep was like, "Yo, kind of feel himself." Monaco was chill. They're like, "Nah, once we get back to like once we handle our business, we get back to like we're gonna beat them at the crib, so no worries about that." And then they went out and did their thing. Monaco was like, that was when I realized I'm like, okay, Mbappe's has that little special something, and where you've seen that on the pitch. I think he tends to like even the last two matches. Thankfully, Didier Deschamps has had the tactics right, but he hasn't scored in 2 matches. I know how hard it is to score a goal. For sure, especially in the World Cup, especially if the tactics are going against you. But this is a big match for him.
For the way England played, like, of course he didn't score.
Yeah, Walker was. I mean, he bagged him up. Pause.
The butcher. Let's say the butcher.
That's what it's coming down.
He's a speed merchant. Call it like it is. He's a speed merchant. If you make him play football, he ain't got it like that. But if you let him just run up and down the field doing the last goal he had, who the fuck did they play in the 16?
Switzerland when he took those 3 dribbles because he was
he took 3 dribbles from the box.
Nobody closed him down. Yeah,
everybody started jacking him off. It's like if Jimmy G throws a screen pass and Debo takes it to the crib. What the fuck did Jimmy G do? Like, yeah, he finished it. He should have. How many fucking actors in the world don't finish that shit?
Sure, absolutely. Cowboys playoff game last year.
Lukaku. I can start with
yeah, listen, Lukaku. Honestly, probably Harry Kane.
Wild. Oh man, Charles. What do you? Yeah, for sure. That dude.
Gabby Jesus couldn't finish it right now.
Relax.
Sidebar. Yeah. You know, I didn't realize it until like maybe like 3 months ago. Like Harry Kane does like this stupid hand like point down thing when he jumps. I thought he just was like, I don't know. I thought he was doing it occasionally, and now I hate it because it's like the worst fucking celebration in sports. Because I'm like, it's like so like
everything he does is like so like he's a robot. Like I get it for PKs. Like you have to do the same thing, the stupid shit where he adjusts his fucking socks and the whole 9. Like I get it, but like if you watch him for 90 minutes, he's doing little things like that the whole fucking game. Like it's like the 40th minute and he has to adjust his shirt. And if he doesn't, he loses his mind. Like he's one of the most bizarre people in the world.
He might be OCD.
Yeah.
And it honestly probably like plays a part. Like I do think he's like, if we're talking like pure skill, like we're talking about like a genius. Like he's one of the best players in the world, like skill wise. He unfortunately like, didn't grow up with athletic parents like Mbappe. Like it is what it is. His parents gave him nothing. Nothing.
Charles, what are you going to take away from this World Cup the most outside of Sunday's match? Or Saturday and Sunday's match, excuse me.
What am I going to take away from out of those 2 matches or besides those?
No, besides. No, like not counting those, but overall just.
I can't wait to get to Germany for the Euros in 2024. I can't wait for the World Cup to come here in 2026. We live on the scene. And then most importantly, this little 5'7" man from Rosario that moved to Barcelona as a boy is still the best player on the fucking planet. That's all that matters.
Speaking of him being 5'7", we don't talk enough about how he took human growth hormones as a child.
That's why his nickname is the Atomic Ant.
So, like, it's okay to just be on roids as a soccer player. Like, we're okay with that?
Don't take him anymore.
You know what? I'm just glad this podcast has one person that has some moral compass around here. ML. You know how ML gets when his players get accused of just wild things. He doesn't care. Charles is pro steroids. At least one of us has a moral compass on this show.
You're not pro steroids?
In baseball, soccer doesn't count.
You are pro steroids in baseball?
The sport was better.
Where are you from?
Oh, but listen, Barry didn't need steroids to make the sport better. I'm talking about White Sammy and Black Mark.
Listen, Barry's best I've ever seen play
Darren
baseball.
Judge,
regardless,
Darren Judge is definitely on the juice. Now that he didn't sign with the Giants, I cannot wait for those allegations to drop. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, well, we have you. your lasting thoughts of the World Cup. You had some choice words in the pre-show meeting.
I'm just glad it's over. I'm club over country. Let's get back to real soccer. If you take away the fake magnitude that they've created around this event, it's trash. It's the Olympics stink. The World Cup's fun because you put racist countries up against people that have been oppressed for years, and you get to watch that play out live. But the overall, there's no if you aren't a soccer fan and you watch the World Cup, you are not leaving saying, "Hey, I need to be up at 6 a.m. on Saturday to watch the EPL." And that's what's unfortunate about this event.
I was pretty sage by you. I was impressive.
Yeah.
That's a great point. You wanted to be able to translate. I hear that.
Our love for the players out here is because we love them on their clubs, and so we follow them on their country.
Yes,
not vice versa. We don't love the country, so we follow them on their clubs.
I would love to know the ratings of the World Cup within the U.S. since the U.S. got eliminated. It's probably drastically went down.
Has to be.
And that's to me that's what's I don't know how many I'm sure you guys have a bunch of people like that only watch the World Cup. In the beginning, I literally had to convince them they do score goals at the club level. This is just a one-off where they're not scoring goals. These players are good type of thing. And that's I don't know. It's just it means a lot. I enjoy it, but I would have enjoyed watching the damn Dubai Super Cup if it was televised. I just enjoy watching the sport. Shout out to Arsenal, by the way. They got another trophy.
Yeah, the treble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys won all 3 preseason tournaments.
Or in season for the moment.
And you guys, the next thing you guys might win is a couple court.
Oh, you guys won a trophy today?
No, a couple of days ago.
Yeah, they won the Dubai Super Cup.
For real?
Yeah.
Yes. We did.
Hold on.
We beat AC Milan and who was it? Juventus? No.
No, it wasn't Juve. It was AC Milan.
Leon. Because we played Lacazette again. It's just. It was in Dubai. It was just to get get your tactics right.
Listen, you guys.
I know you ain't laughing. Who you cheer for?
I'm just I'm processing
the treble. The Orlando.
I just thought he was calling it the Dubai Super Cup because it was just
no, they really was.
There was a Dubai Super Cup.
The closest Arsenal starting 11 got to Qatar was playing in the Dubai Super Cup. So I was happy they got to go to Saudi Arabia. No, Party was in the stands. He wasn't allowed to be on the field.
He played the last match.
Dubai doesn't get down with a lot of the stuff ML gets down with. So
let's relax.
But I do want to congratulate them on winning the Dubai Super Cup. And probably the next time we talk, the last thing they'll win this year is Thomas Partey's court case. So I do want an early congratulations to them on getting the win in that.
You better hope that's not the only trophy they win this year. Because if I'm thinking that shit is, you better hope they win another one.
We got 3. We got 3. We're fine.
Yeah. No, they won 2 other preseason. They went to Asia or something like that. No,
and they came up one in Orlando. Yeah, the treble.
Yeah, they won the Orlando FC Cup.
Respect us.
Yeah.
They're Orlando. They beat Chelsea 4-0.
They beat Inter Miami in Baltimore.
Beat Orlando FC. Then beat Chelsea in Orlando. Treble. Just trying to. Listen. I know y'all are used to seeing other teams host trophies. So.
I won the Gamper Trophy this year.
Jesus Christ.
Kulusevski would have won the Dubai Super Cup by himself.
Kulu. Here we go. That guy. All right. When we Deion, so lasting question for you. If you could change one thing about this year's World Cup, what would it be?
Can you hear him, Charles?
No, he cut out a little bit.
What'd you say?
Can y'all hear me?
You just cut right on.
My fault. If you could change one thing about the World Cup this year, what would it be?
I don't know. To be honest, I guess it not be the political answer is it wouldn't be in Qatar, but fuck do I care about that? To be honest, like,
we weren't there, but
I'm not involved in any decision, man. I'm not going to Qatar. I know. So like, what do I know? I mean, I think the times of the games, maybe it was for me. The group stage was 2, 5, 8, and 11. If that was 5, 8, 11, and 2, I guess would be the only difference. Maybe you get
for Pacific time. Okay,
yeah. But
so
like even then, it's like 2, 5, 8, and the 2 a.m. game. It's not like I was watching that shit. It was like Saudi Arabia versus like Lord knows who. I'm not. If it was at 5, I still wasn't getting up. So like I didn't really feel like the way they placed the teams. I never really felt like I missed anything in the 2 a.m. slot. So I don't know. I mean, I would. If it was in the summer, I think we would have got a better product.
Yes, I think that's another reason why we didn't have as many goals in the group stage, unfortunately. And I actually think, it affected the product itself. I think
it
if we
the club product too, by the way, unlike if you look at the top
towards the end,
if you look at the top of the table in some of these leagues, the teams at the top don't have a ton of dudes that showed up here, so they didn't have as much to worry about. And I just think there's other teams that
put a name on that bullet.
He already has in every episode, but it's just one we're talking about.
I'm just saying that there's like certain teams that had a lot more to like look forward to, and
we had 10 players there.
May have been looking past other teams that had less to look forward to.
City, we had 10 players out there. Let's relax.
The only thing y'all had to worry about this past month was if Party got more charges. Like other than that, like you guys didn't. There was no one at the World Cup, and the dudes that were there didn't play. Saliba don't even know he on France.
Who's the leading? But he may be getting it. Who's the leading scorer for England?
Okay,
Thank you.
He did it all in one game. Okay, fumble.
No, not even a chance. He scored twice. He scored in 2 matches.
He did 2 against Iran, and then he
an open play. By the way, none of this.
Bro, they scored 6 goals,
and he had half of them. Please respect my guy. This is ridiculous.
6 goals in one game, and he had 2 of them. Congrats.
Speaking of which, who's gonna get the young player of the tournament? By the way,
it shouldn't be Saka.
Hold on, Alvarez is 23, so no.
Yeah, you got to be. I think it's under 23, right?
Then it's gonna be Alvarez.
Mbappe.
Yeah. He is 23.
It's probably Mbappe.
He is 23. I don't think he can get it.
The first person to go back to back.
I mean, see my boy Bakayo. We got a chance. He's gonna get it over Cody. He's gonna get it over Gakpo too.
Don't even try to think.
I can't believe this.
Like try and make a case for Saka over Mbappe in your head. Like,
I think he has to be under 23.
What about Gakpo then?
Hakimi's 20.
He's gonna get it over Gakpo.
He's not gonna get over Gakpo.
How old is Enzo?
I don't know.
What about Gio?
Done.
You guys don't think he'd be up for it?
No, I don't think he has it.
Jude?
No.
Jude should get over Saka. Jude was better than Saka this World Cup.
Yeah. Depending on who you ask and depending on the match.
There's no depending on maybe Saka's family.
Chill. That's ridiculous. Charles, anything you would change about this World Cup?
I mean, you guys said, if it was in the summer, the product would have been better. If the product would have been better, that means the U.S. probably wouldn't have made out the group. So there's that. I mean, I just wouldn't have had it in Qatar. It's been a PR nightmare. I think they're going to bounce back from it with the 2026 is going to be a hell of a World Cup. I would say I'm not looking forward to them expanding going into the next World Cup.
Yeah, I don't need 48 teams.
It's in the summer in 26?
Yeah, June.
So like June,
second Monday of June.
We're going to have like peak Trump versus DeSantis and the World Cup going on. You want to talk about a PR nightmare?
The Republican primary will be full swing.
It's going to be like, hold my beer, Qatar, watch this shit.
No, McConnell, he go see him in Kansas City, then he go get interviewed.
No. That would be like peak Trump versus Biden too, actually. Because that would
not yet. Not yet.
Actual election year, no?
Yeah, but we won't have the nominations. We'll have the nomination. Because it could, honestly, it could be a split. It could be a split nomination because the Republican Nomination won't happen until second week of August. I think they go first this
Either
time.
way, all I'm saying is that if Trump's involved in 26 at all, it's going to be hold my.
No, excuse me, not 26. That's Euros. Pause. We have 24 elections. We'll mess there. But what we will have is midterms, though. It could be Trump is.
These motherfuckers are not going to be alive in 4 years. Stop that shit.
Donald J?
Old ass white men. No, they're not going to be all like, Jesus Christ. Mitch McConnell died 3
You
years
got
ago.
Joe.
You think he's going to still be alive in
you think Joseph R?
If I had to take the over under, I'm definitely taking the under on him.
I mean, so we'll try. We'll keep this just because the 2026 would be. We will be in midterms at that point. So, but Charles, you're good. Are we done though with? I hate to say this, are we probably done having the World Cup in an Islamic country? You think?
No,
I don't think because I think it has more to do with. I think if they had it in, they could have had it. I think there are a number of other Islamic countries, Middle Eastern countries that you could have it, and I think it'd be fine. But I think like. Yeah,
okay.
There's enough money in I'm not gonna say it. There's enough money in Saudi Arabia to where like if they needed to have one in Saudi Arabia, they could pay the right people.
Fair.
Like
okay. Oh, I really enjoyed this with y'all fellas. This was a good run. Starting back from our previous. Yeah, bro.
Are they really going to every 2 years for the World Cup?
No, that would be the worst change.
They haven't changed it yet. FIFA's still trying to vote on that. So
48 teams for the next one. So
yeah, that's the issue.
I guess it's going to be good because that'll mean like Peru and those teams would have made it. Italy would have made it probably, but I mean, it's gonna. I don't know if it's going to dilute the product overall because some teams are going to get fucking slaughtered.
Chile, Colombia. I want to see those teams back. I mean, we grew up on.
Yeah, but when Honduras makes it and then they're playing France in the first group game and lose 11-0 because like. I'm just saying, think about the team that finished below Costa Rica. Whoever
CONCACAF is not great. Panama, we're good.
Even the Asian teams, I don't like they're running Mongolia out there.
We're not. We don't want Martinique out there. We're good.
So,
yeah, I'm not down for the expansion. Well, I will say this:
Egypt would have gotten in though. So I guess there's Egypt would have gotten in.
The clubs like UEFA and is going to have to step in. They can't have it in the winter again.
No, never.
I didn't. It's the product, and there's too much money at stake. UEFA knows that. That's why I mean, and who knows? Honestly, the Super League's not dead. Everybody, like all of the.
I'm a Super League guy.
Yeah. Oh, me and Charles were all.
I don't care. Like I don't because I don't.
We were good.
If Tottenham and Barca make it, I don't give a damn.
That's what I said, and our guys were already good.
I'm only anti when Tottenham doesn't make it in. As long as we're a part of the Super League, I want the Super League. But the moment they say no, then nah, I'm anti.
My only thing,
Team Live.
The only thing with
Team Super League.
There's already a Super League because if a player transfers, he can only transfer to like 4 to 5 different teams anyway. There's already a Super League. But
the matches though, and this is why I mean, just every other week. I mean, on a midday. A midweek, having Tottenham versus PSG is a lot more intriguing than Tottenham having to play like Blackburn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Or Sheffield United. Like,
I disagree. The last thing I need in my life is to watch Tottenham play City 3 times a year. It's enough with 2. Give me Sheffield. I want to play Leeds as much as possible.
Yeah, we need our down one after because if they go down fucking 1-0 in the 13th minute in the Super League,
it's over.
That's a whole different level of stress.
At least y'all opened it up though.
I need the games where like I really don't need to pay that much attention. Those type games because like when we play City, it's just it's like I'm up at 4:30 and then I'm pissed off by 4:40.
And every once in a while too, I do enjoy watching my team win 5-0. Like I don't want every game to be competitive. I like watching. I love a good like in the prime Messi days. I love watching Barcelona just beat the shit out of somebody. That shit that is enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
So
and we don't get those too often with Tottenham. So like,
my bad. We 7-1 somebody last year. We 7-1 United though, didn't we?
What's the name? Who was it? Liverpool. They had lost a match, then they got 9-0 versus Bournemouth. But then I think Liverpool got Aston Villa. I think scored 7-2 on them.
But we're more likely to get the games. Who were we? Was it Bournemouth or somebody like
the Cherries?
where we were down 2-1 in the 88th minute and won 3-2.
It's just nasty. Just crazy.
We're more likely to get a game like that than the 5-0 game.
Was that like when Lucas Moore got the double or whoever that was? And like,
Bergwijn.
Bergwijn got the double.
Yeah, that was the last.
That's what we
time
do.
you'll ever
That's what we do.
Hear me celebrate anything.
I was like, I love Tottenham, but like Barca never plays early because they're Barca. They play at like reasonable hours. But like Tottenham's ruined so many good of my mornings. Like so many has blown my high so many mornings. Like all I'm gonna do is like I had this plan to wake up, enjoy my coffee, smoke one, enjoy my Saturday morning, and here they go on this bullshit. Now I got to be wide awake for this whole time. Like, you know what? I'm gonna drift off because I would love to like wake up and like fall asleep during the Tottenham game because they're up 3-0, like comfortably, and like, oh shit, I fell back asleep. It was nothing to worry about. Nope, got to be locked in. Got to be locked in because they're gonna give up a goal while making my coffee. They're already gonna fucking give up the goal then. There's nothing worse than missing the alarm, waking up like 10 minutes late, and they're already fucking losing. That's happened to me before too. Now I gotta jump my ass out of bed because they on bullshit today.
But
11. Yeah.
And it's the most important day of the week too. It's Saturday fucking morning. Like it couldn't be like a fucking Friday or Thursday or a Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, where it's like, today's gonna suck anyway. It's the most important day of the week, and by 5 a.m. my day is ruined.
We are 11 days away from Boxing Day.
And then
Go ahead.
Deion knows. And then when the goal actually happens, you're not even happy for it. You're just fucking like undisgusted. It's like there's a fucking goal.
It's just like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'm never excited for the goal when it comes. Like it's about goddamn time. We could have done this a half an hour ago.
It's mostly just like Conte is clearly like a genius. This team clearly has world-class talent. They just refuse to admit it pregame. Like they just refuse to admit it, and then we get around the 30th minute, and they're like, you know what? We are like that. That's really what it is.
Hey, 11 days away from Boxing Day. We are officially 45 days away from the window. It'll be nice. We'll see what y'all gonna do. Yeah. So we're gonna have some things going. You never know. I think we are 16 days away from La Liga coming back, if I'm not mistaken. That's correct, Charles, right?
Yeah.
First Saturday after Christmas, after the New Year. So it's gonna be fun. And officially 60 days out from Champions League as well. So in terms of
don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, neither one of y'all did.
Wednesday.
How many days are we from Europa?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
62.
A lot of players and a lot of players in the semifinals with both squads, or excuse me, in the quarterfinals for United and Barcelona. So we'll see. All right, y'all. World Cup we have predictions, all three of us.
Who'd you have, Emma?
Who'd you have? Yeah, you didn't.
So we didn't have predictions.
We do have predictions. It's just that I can't believe. I was trying to sneak off. No, all three of us. Argentina 2-1. I think it's. I just think it's destiny for him, and it's actually good because and this is me of like some belief and the understanding. Here's my PSA. It is good to see Messi do well, and if he puts the exclamation point on his career, then I think he can enjoy it to the end of it. You know what? Come to America. You deserve it. You've done everything you can for your country. You've done everything for your club. You literally put both of those on your back and help create a narrative that has not only gained popularity in terms of football, but you become the best player in your sport. I want to see, I loved seeing 23 hit the shot against Utah Jazz. I knew exactly where I was for the 6-8%. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. He's the best player that I've ever seen. Touch of basketball. Like let's relax. My birthday is 11 days. Go down.
18 months to 2 years of God mode Messi. I am.
Yeah.
There is no question. I am him.
Right.
I like that champion confidence of I am really the God.
It's what Beckham wanted to do when he came over here, and people thought honestly, there's speed merchant, and there's just yeah, bro, you're a free kick merchant. You know what I'm saying? You're a free kick specialist. When he came over here, we could actually see Messi still be very good. Not very good, still be prime, right? not 23, 24, 25-year-old Messi where it was just like, literally I'm in a race against myself. We can put a stamp on him being the best player to ever play the sport. Modern times, no question. Sorry I didn't watch Pele, YouTube, etc. This is what it is. He can do that on Sunday, and I think he's going to. It's tough for me to admit, and it's unfortunate because a guy that like Ronaldo brought me so much joy in life. I loved. There's nothing better than when I see him like scoring Champions League. I still can remember where I was for the Ramos header against like. There it is. Go ahead, change it up. Hold it up like he did. Hold it up like he did. And this is what it is. You're seeing one career go one way, and you're seeing the other go the other. And
it's a real shame. You hate to see something like this happen to such a good guy like Cristiano.
Just like
let's go. Let's stop.
Just like that.
There you go. Take your shirts off again, Charles.
You hate to see it happen to such a good guy like Ronaldo, man. Like, just a top 1% human being on the planet. What a fucking.
Hey man, I'm not really down for the Ronaldo side. If you had an Instagram, Deion, we would show you some footage.
He got what he just hit.
I've seen plenty of Ronaldo footage, scumbags.
Man, out here paying for funerals. Hey man, like I be trying to tell people.
Listen, no comment on the funerals because there's probably more to that story.
We out.